I just want an excuse to make a rainbow snake video.
Boom! Rainbow snake video.
Here we go.
Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at some high iridescent snakes.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Rob.
Hey,
and
Rob.
we're here at New England Reptile. And today, I think we should look at some iridescent snakes.
We should. You look really white boy today.
I know.
These lights are doing it.
They're washing me out. They're whitewashing me.
What kind of snake is
It's
this?
Hollywood.
What's the name of the snake we got right here?
It's Hollywood. So, this snake right here, this is a golden child, het orange ghost stripe, granite back reticulated python.
The peacock is India's national bird. Aside from that, the bird also holds a significant meaning in Hinduism, symbolizing knowledge, benevolence, and compassion. Hindus also regard the peafowl as sacred because they perceive the spots on the bird's tails as the eyes of the gods. Peacocks serve as protectors in feng shui. According to feng shui, a peacock's feathers safeguard people from threats and disasters. Again, the peculiar eyes of the feathers represent a similar meaning to the Hindu value of watching eyes.
I know we do what Jeremy does and put it in your mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah. What kind of snake is this? What are you doing?
I'm communicating. Leave me alone.
You're always doing that.
I know. So, this is a smaller version of those golden childs, het for orange ghost stripe that we were just looking at. And even at this size, they're still pretty dark. They're darker than your normal golden child reticulated python, and they've got a ton of iridescence on them.
That's what you look them.
It's called the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh, I'm leaving that in. How do they, and where, do you know where the iridescence comes from?
With feathers that span 6 feet, each peacock displays a unique, intricate pattern on its tail. These iridescent markings became one of the peacock's iconic traits, hypnotizing humans and other animals alike with their beauty.
Do you know where the iridescence comes from?
It comes from the dark color on these guys. Naturally, reticulated pythons and a lot of tropical species of snakes have a high iridescence to them. It kind of helps break up the shape of their body. It makes it harder for other animals to see them in the wild. And it really helps them blend in. In the tropical rainforest, you got lots of different colors of light coming through the canopy of the rainforest. You've got the iridescence of water droplets and the light that's hitting that. So that iridescence really helps these animals blend in the wild.
Peacock feathers are called a train. This part refers to the most decorative part of their body. A peacock's train can reach up to 6 feet, making up 60% of their body mass. Peacock trains come in a wide range of colors. The colorful eye-shaped markings on a peacock's train can vary from blue, red, gold, and other hues.
We're going to take out another snake from Southeast Asia. This is called a sunbeam snake.
How do you do? Okay, keep going.
All right, this is really cool because it is not black, but it is very, very iridescent. And I have to be really careful with my fingers because these guys like to eat mice from while they're underground. My fingers look like mice.
That thing is like...
This is stupid shiny. Oil slick effect.
There we go.
Yeah, stay right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I like how stupid its face looks.
Peacock feathers have unique microscopic structures. With color-changing properties according to light, you can only expect the complex biology behind the peacock's patterns. This quality results from the reflection of various light wavelengths on their colorful train. In other words, the feathers' crystal-like structures are responsible for the fluorescent colors of a peacock's train.
This is called an IMG boa, which means an increased melanin gene boa. And what that does is it turns them almost jet black. Now, when you get those darker animals, a lot of the tropical species, you get that high iridescence on them.
A/0/Earth, C/3, color our sequence of 9 colors, black, red, orange, yellow, white, purple, blue, green and brown, repeats one more time and ends with the third mention of the color black. The following alphabetic list of 19 words should help us recall the colors in their order: B. Bitumen. C. Crimson. D. Daylily. F. Flax. G. Ghost. H. Pun. J. K. Kadir. L. Loam. M. Melan. N. Nacarat. P. Pumpkin. Q. Queso. R. Rice. S. Sangria. D. Turquoise. V. Viridian. W. Wood. X. Xeno-morph. Physics. Color originates from darkness at the moment of redshift, when infrared/heat radiation shifts its wavelength into the visible spectrum. Additive color light versus subtractive color pigment. Waves and rays of light experience constructive interference and their wavelengths merge. White light is what all colors add up to. When everything visible radiates from a source, pigments absorb and thus subtract particular wavelengths of light from the field of vision. Due to structures within pigments, light experiences destructive interference and various wavelengths cancel each other out. Blackness is what all radiant emanations of energy, beyond even light, stem from. When nothing visible radiates from a source, visibility colors are visible and characterize images, which are built on the contrast of dark and light. Transparent objects/clear lights are invisible, and may magnify or warp images but do not obstruct them. Black and white are non-visible. Both intense illumination and umbrage can obscure the colors and contrast in our field of vision. To absorb nothing is to reflect everything. To absorb everything is to reflect nothing. Only black bodies radiate white light. A/0 colors come from 1. The primary colors of heat, my term, ranging from red, orange and yellow, to white-hot. 2. Their complements, green, cyan, magenta, and finally brown, as in brown by heat. The combination of any two complementarily colored pigments will reflect brown. A hot black body emits red, orange, yellow, and finally white light. Pigments receive particular colors of light energy, and the color they give back is a complement to that energy. Complements absorb red and reflect green. Absorb orange and reflect blue. Absorb yellow and reflect purple. Absorb white and reflect black. In pigments, mixing a color with its complement creates brown. Absorb brown and reflect lighter or darker brown, and white plus black equals gray.
So I guess we have holographic snakes now.
This is one of the prettiest reticulated pythons in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
First of all, I thought I killed this thing in Halo with Master Chief. This is a very shiny and rare holographic snake. So this is the reticulated snake. All right, so I just looked this up. So boom. First of all, it kills humans. It's been reported already. That's kind of the first thing I search.
Peacocks are domesticated animals. One of the many reasons that people keep peacocks is for their great ability in catching snakes. As ruthless as they are pretty, these birds feed on even the most poisonous kinds of snakes. Hence, they have a notoriety for keeping the village safe in agricultural areas.
Today's peacock question is, how many different colors of peacocks are there?
This is a controversial subject. How many color types of peafowl are there? There are just two, the wild type blue and the green.
There are only 3 kinds of peafowls. The most common is the blue peacock, native to India and Sri Lanka. This is followed by the green peacock from Java, Myanmar, and Burma. Finally, the Congo peacock is a lesser-known kind found in African rainforests.
There are many subspecies that people have crossed from what we classify as the standard varieties today that are stabilized. We have the India blue, the black shoulder, the white, the cameo, the pied, the spalding, and these are the ones that you could be guaranteed if you have a male and female of each species, they will breed true.
Peacocks use their trains for mating. Peacocks mainly use their extravagant tails to attract potential mates. To secure a mate, a peacock would spread its train into a majestic fan across its back, touching the ground on both sides. This courtship display helps the peahen decide which peacock would be a suitable mate, usually going for the one with more impressive feathers.
The one that comes to mind right today that has the most problems is the cameo peacock, or often called the silver dun. Did a lot of research and have in our books probably the most inclusive information on how that species was created. It's still not stabilized. The bird does change colors and turns white when it reaches sexual maturity and goes blind. Not all of them, but some of them.
White peacocks are not albino. Albinism in animals shows through a complete lack of color and pinkish to reddish eyes. However, white peafowls are a result of leucism, which is a condition of dimming skin and feather pigments. White peafowls can be born as yellow peachicks, gradually turning whiter with maturity until they're entirely white from their crest down to their train.
Some people say there's 186 color types. I don't buy that. I know that's controversial, but when you have a species that's been around for several generations, then you can classify them, and that's our opinion after 37 years of raising peafowl.
Is this like a rare snake, or does everybody have these?
No, this one's pretty rare. There's not a lot of this combination in the United States, where we could make golden child, orange ghost stripe, anthrax reticulated pythons.
Yeah.
Secondly, this was super glossed over in its bio, but it says it is an excellent swimmer and has been reported far out at sea and has colonized many small islands within its range. Far out at sea? The fact that they wrote far and out, it's really, really concerning. There are snakes, rainbow snakes of that mass far out at sea. Snakes are scary on land, but for me, they're just way worse at sea. They look like they should have been in there, you know? And then they entered some type of cheat code to get on land. This guy is pretty chill to be handling it like that, you know?
She's absolutely beautiful. Can you see the rainbow, or is it just me?
He might be on mushrooms if he thinks he's the only one that sees the rainbow. We all see it. You good.